You are asleep, completely out, drooling on your pillow, probably snoring, zero awareness of the world around you.
You are, by every biological definition, helpless. Now imagine you are not in your bedroom. You are in a tent, a thin piece of nylon, separating you from a forest full of animals that could absolutely end you if they felt like it. Lions, bears, wolves, leopards, creatures that can hear your heartbeat from across a clearing,
Smell you from a mile away, and see perfectly in the dark while you are just lying there. And yet, you wake up in the morning every single time. Why? Seriously, think about this for a second. A sleeping human is a fragile being, slow, quiet, and completely unaware of the world around them.
Cannot run, can barely even register that something is happening until it is already happening.
You would think predators would be circling campsites every night, like some kind of all-you-can-eat buffet. But they are not. They almost never are. And the reason they are not, it is not one thing.
It is never just one thing. There are several layered explanations, each one more fascinating than the last.
Together, they paint this picture of a strange, invisible agreement between humans and the wild. An agreement that goes back further than civilization, further than agriculture, further than anything we normally think of.
Let us go. Start with the thing that sounds like an ego trip but is actually just biology.
You are terrifying. Not you specifically. You right now, watching or reading this, are probably fine. Normal, not particularly scary. But humans as a species, to predators, we are genuinely, deeply, evolutionarily frightening. Together, they paint this picture of a strange, invisible agreement between humans and the wild.
We are not particularly strong for our size. We cannot even see well in the dark.
On paper, we are kind of a disaster as an animal. And yet, a study published in 2019 by researchers at UC Santa Cruz found something remarkable.
They played audio recordings of human voices near mountain lions, also called pumas or cougars. Normal human voices, people just talking, and the pumas fled. They fled at the same rate they fled from dogs barking.
These are animals that take down full-grown deer like it is nothing. Animals that can drag a kill up a steep hill. Animals that are objectively absolute units of predatory efficiency, and they heard a podcast and ran. That was not a one-off result. The same research showed that pumas abandoned food they had already killed.
Food they were in the process of eating when they heard human voices nearby. They left their meal on the ground. From a survival standpoint, that is an enormous cost. A predator giving up a kill is basically working for free.
The calories burned to make that kill do not get replenished, and they still did it. Animals that are objectively absolute units of predatory efficiency, and they heard a podcast and ran.
Across multiple continents and multiple species for a long time. Lions in Africa's Kruger National Park reduced their movement.
Tigers in India give wide berths to villages, even when those villages sit in the middle of prime habitat.
Jaguars in the Amazon have adjusted their movement patterns to avoid locations where humans are regularly present. These are animals that have decided, at a species level, over thousands of generations, that being near us is not worth it. And the reason for that is one of the most brutal facts in natural history. We have been hunting and killing large predators for so long and so effectively that we have literally shaped their genetics. Think about the scope of that. Humans have been active predators for somewhere around 2 million years. We hunted mammoths out of existence.
We wiped megafauna off entire continents. giant sloths, woolly rhinos, saber-toothed cats, cave bears.
In North America, we hunted wolves to near extinction across the entire continental landmass.
We eliminated mountain lions from the entire eastern half of the continent. We shot, trapped, and poisoned predators so systematically and for so long that the ones alive today are descended from the animals that were most careful around us.
Humans have been active predators for somewhere around 2 million years. We hunted mammoths out of existence.
The wolves that preyed on human settlements got hunted down. The predators that kept their distance survived. They reproduced. They passed that inherited caution to their offspring. Over thousands of years, that caution became biological.
It became instinct. It became the baseline behavior of every large predator that shares space with humans today.
So, when a leopard picks up your scent in the night, somewhere deep in its nervous system, a very old alarm goes off. Not a thought exactly. It is not sitting there consciously thinking about human history, but an ancient, wired-in signal. That says, be careful around that thing. Do not engage. Move on.
That alarm has been passed down from every ancestor of that leopard that survived a close encounter with humans.
It is a biological memory, and it runs deep. Now, let us talk about your smell.
You have probably never really thought about how you smell because you are surrounded by other humans all the time.
But to a predator, operating with a nose that is anywhere from 10 times to 100,000 times more sensitive than yours, you are broadcasting an enormous, detailed, and deeply strange chemical signal. Bears have a sense of smell estimated to be about 7 times stronger than a bloodhound's. Wolves can detect scent from nearly 2 miles away under the right conditions.
Big cats have a specialized organ in the roof of their mouths, the Jacobson's organ, that essentially lets them taste the air
and analyze chemical information at a level we can barely imagine. You are broadcasting an enormous, detailed, and deeply strange chemical signal.
And a lot of that data is just wrong. You smell wrong. You smell like synthetic fabrics, like nylon and polyester. And whatever chemicals were used in the manufacturing process. You smell like processed food, the meal you ate hours ago.
The snacks in your bag. You smell like soap and shampoo and sunscreen and insect repellent. A cocktail of artificial compounds that has no analog anywhere in the natural world. Beneath all of that, underneath the layers of modern human life, you smell like a primate. Which is something, but it is not the thing, not the deer or the wild beast or the rabbit that these predators have evolved to recognize.
And whatever chemicals were used in the manufacturing process. You smell like processed food, the meal you ate hours ago.
It is a finely tuned system calibrated to specific prey. A wolf's predatory response is triggered by the movement patterns of ungulates. A lion's strike mechanism is activated by the shape and speed and smell of animals it has hunted thousands of times. We wiped megafauna off entire continents. Giant sloths, woolly rhinos, saber-toothed cats, cave bears.
There is also the campfire effect, which is one of the most underrated things humans have ever figured out. Fire is one of the only stimuli that produces a near-universal fear response across virtually all land animals.
It is not a learned behavior. It is innate. It is ancient. Animals that were afraid of fire in the wild survived.
The fear is so deeply embedded that laboratory-raised animals will show avoidance behavior at the smell of smoke. It goes that deep into the evolutionary code. Humans discovered fire somewhere between 1 and 2 million years ago. A campfire does not just keep you warm, it broadcasts a signal into the surrounding dark that says something dangerous is here. Next time you are lying in a tent in the middle of nowhere, Listen to the sounds of the dark beyond the nylon wall.